Hi everyone, welcome back. I'm going to do a quick video on taking off the shocks on this ZONTES Monster because I found it quite difficult because compared to everything else I've seen online, it was a different type, so it did come with its challenges. So this is the next part of the build. If you are just joining us now, we are rebuilding the ZONTES Monster 125. We're doing it in shorts and I'm also doing it in longer videos as well. So a bit of different learnings. But for this bit, we are just showing you taking off this. So to take this off, well, I did on the last one is all we had to do was release the bottom of this here, so the nut on the bottom there, release that, and it literally just slid off the unit after I took off this part here of the bike. On here it just slid off this bearing here. Now when I took this off and I've got this all stripped off, it was a nightmare to strip off, but what I've done is I've left it in a position so you can kind of see how this goes together and how it came off. So the first bit to take it off this system was I needed to unbolt this bottom part here with the nut that just comes off here. So this was just on here like that, and that was holding in some parts. Then what I needed to do was I needed to take off the top section of the bike. This sits in here, so it just sits in there just like that. So once I took this off, this is where the challenge came, because it was still connected. So if I actually show you without this on, it slides down into this here, and you would think this was pretty nice to get off, but what you've got to think of is this is on here. So this usually is in here, putting tension up to this, so you can't get your spanners in. So you've got to be able to pull this down, which is quite difficult, and then get a spanner on there to adjust it, so this then comes loose and comes out, because this has a lot of tension in it when it's in here. Let's get it in there. Sorry, I was putting it on the wrong way. Once that's in there, as you can see, it's already quite short anyway, and that needs to come out, and it only goes to about here. So the tension on this needs to be pulled down, so it can be quite difficult. So once I've got that released, I've got to this point now, this all comes off. So you can unscrew this comes off and slides off, and that means we can get to the main parts that I want to get to do this rebuild, which is our bits here. So we've got the dust seal here, which is our main part, the first bit you take off, so you can take this sleeve off. So that is the suspension there. When that's all closed up, that all connects into there, and I had to give this a good yank. Once I got all this off, I had to give this a good yank to get this off this sleeve. And then we've got our other compartments here, which I will go through in the longer video, so please follow and wait for the suspension forks part to come out, the video, the longer one, and I will explain all of these, every single one of these, and just how this works in full detail on the next video. But that is how I got the ZONTES Monster suspension off. It was a pain, but it is off, thank God.